Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, your host, Luckymarine, and this is the bubble test series where we have had great success with carbon dioxide being pumped directly into both bodies of water. We set this up purely as a test bench for testing out the pumping of various gases into various liquids. We've got the fresh water, we have the gammy water, the contaminated water, and we tried them at different and varying levels, because I didn't know if the amount of pressure maybe at the bottom of a body of water was going to have an impact on the amount of gas that would be able to be fed in, or if it could be fed in at all. So it stands to reason that up here, where there's not that much pressure, it's like the submersives that they sent down, the little submarines that they sent down to the bottom of the ocean, that have that huge amount of pressure put on them, like tons per square inch. It's the same effect, but just less for us. I mean, it's not exactly the what is it, Mariana Trench? That's the one in between Europe and the Americas. I don't know. And so yeah, we tested that out. We didn't want to have to open up this test rig again. We just wanted all the infrastructure in there built up, and as you can see, it works. All this carbon dioxide is getting pumped via the gas pumps. They should add yet another. So yeah, we can't fit any more carbon dioxide into these pipes now. It is, yeah, this is fully efficient this end, unless one of the pumps drops out. And we're getting rid of the carbon dioxide into bodies of water. This is great, love it. And it's not doing anything to our good water. We're pumping carbon dioxide in, but it's not turning the good water. I'd have thought it'd turn the good water into contaminated water, but it's not. We also tried it with contaminated water, just because, well, you've got to keep it fair. You've got to observe the effects on both sides, and this is working. Still a little bit concerned with the stress fractures everywhere around, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So next test is going to be with contaminated oxygen. So let's build up a where is it at its most? About here. Oh no, that's where the hatchling thing is. Don't really want to be messing about with him. Let's build a gas permeable tile. Here. And we'll sit again 4 gas pumps here. And we'll disconnect from these 4, and we'll feed the gas pump in and around. Gas pipe, here we go. Yep, it goes in at the second level. So gas pump 1, 2, 3, 4, and power as well. I like to follow the line of the whatever pipes I've got going, whether it's liquid pipes or gas pipes. It just makes everything a little bit neater. So you know if you start deconstructing bits and pieces elsewhere, you know that, well, I've got pipe in there. Or not. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, let's get some more harvesting done as well. And let's speed you up. And who needs... Spike. Spike, get on the table. And yeah, you've already got a seed there. Alright. So no carbon dioxide works. And it is kind of dealing with it. There's a lot more blue that's being produced. And this is just purely power, turning electrical energy into elimination of gases. It'll be the same again here. Especially with the contaminated oxygen, you have to use the deodorizers. Now the deodorizers, we haven't researched it just yet, we don't need to. The air deodorizers, they use filtration mediums, and they use sand. And fair enough, we've got 41 tons of sand, but it's amazing how quickly you get through this sand. Yeah, you put sand in and you get clay out, obviously. Well, yeah, and there's only a finite amount of sand on the map, because outside of your initial bubble around here, you have copper, you have soil and dirt and sand in here, but the moment you move past it, you don't have this anymore. You have algae and slime in these kind of veins along with the gold amalgam. You have algae again here with like iron and coal, that's fair enough, but you never come across sandstone again. You never come across sand or soil or fertilizer. You just never get it back. Or you do get granite. You have granite somewhere else. Here, granite. It changes the colour, but you do get granite and obsidian. But you never ever ever come across, once you've mined out the sandstone, you never come across it ever again. So it becomes a valuable resource, especially the sand, especially the fact that you use it in your as a filtration medium. Once it's gone, it's gone. And if you can't take the contaminated oxygen out of the air, then you're in trouble. Well, you're in trouble late game. I'm talking like cycle 200. But hopefully you're not. No, because of this here. Not quite connected. But hopefully, if this works, it'll be a way of dealing with the contaminated oxygen without having to use. No, thank you very much. Without having to use your sand. But we'll see. We'll see. Right, so you're all... Right. Well, we'll connect it up as well. I doubt it'll work. There's only so much you can fit down one pipe. Yeah, we'll probably have to connect this and then deconnect this. Just to allow the contaminated oxygen in. But we'll give it a go. We may have to turn these pumps off because of the power drain though. Are you not connected yet? Will you come on? Come on, let's get this done. What are you doing? Raw metal. We have the copper for it. What are you doing? Alright, if in doubt, cancel build and build again. Strange. We've got a decent amount of food for what we have, for where we are. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to have to start turning things off. Although, let's see. Let's let them struggle for a while and see if it does feed in or whether it gets stopped. Well, it does kind of work. It just feeds into the gaps. Doesn't look like contaminated oxygen works. Maybe if there's a... Oh, it does. It does eventually. When there's enough of a build-up in the pipe, I think it does go in. Yeah. When there's a build-up of 2 or more, I think they go in. Contains 375 grams of contaminated oxygen. Now contains... Oh no, it just stacks up. So what happens when it stacks up? How much can it stack up to? Well, we'll find out. Is this going to be a thing? Contains 6 kilograms of contaminated oxygen. Wow. So it's like a storage device. Oh, we're pumping so much that we're dragging in breathable oxygen. No, this is not good. This is not how I wanted. Well, it's done a job, I suppose. It's done a job. And these are... Yeah. No, let's see what happens with the breathable oxygen. So far, we know that the carbon dioxide goes straight into the fluid, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't turn the water into any less usable water. It doesn't turn the contaminated water into uber contaminated water. It just goes in. In terms of contaminated oxygen, though, it doesn't get through the vent, but it stacks. It stacks to huge amounts, and I don't know where it's going to stop. Well, there's... Right. I know that if you have a pipe with gas in it and you deconstruct the pipework and you've got a vent in it, right at the end, when you've deconstructed the vent, any gases that have been in that vent will come out as bottled gases. So you get bottled oxygen and you get bottled carbon dioxide. So you know the little random bottles that you see knocking about where you might have had a gas pipe and no one does anything with it because it's not implemented into the game yet. A way of getting rid of this 8.6 kilograms of contaminated oxygen would be to have it in maybe a 1 square, maybe a 1 or a 2 square box of fluid, allow it to build up to a huge amount, deconstruct the vent at the end, and then you're going to be left with what, an 8.6 kilogram bottle of contaminated oxygen, which you've got rid of it. It's not working the same way as the carbon dioxide that vanishes, that disappears. So it's still dealing with it. It's still dealing with it, and it's getting it away from where you need it to be. And we are slightly inefficient at the moment because we haven't unlocked... What is it? The gas filter. We'll get that. That way we don't get other gases coming in. We'll see what happens with this breathable oxygen actually. Looks like the breathable oxygen blocks up the system. Interesting. Well, thankfully we only had 2 squares of it that went in. Let's turn these off. I don't want to have to... Yep, we'll disable all of you. That's interesting. So if you get an oxygen bubble in your waste gas system, it breaks it. Interesting. Well, we'll get this turned off as soon as we can. Alright, we will turn these off. I will dig these out and we'll see if it does work in the way that I said it might. Alright, so my prediction is when we disassemble, we'll open this and we'll disassemble these vents. And we should get bottles of carbon dioxide fallout. He says, maybe. So, let's do this. And the ladders. So you can get down there. Alright. Deconstruct you, 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 and you. Alright. Well, we'll see. Are you unreachable? Nope, you can still get there. Unreachable. Contains 10 kilos. Alright, well, let's dig deeper and greedilier. I managed to get in there. So that's it. We've just got rid of 10 kilograms worth of contaminated oxygen that was there. What's here? 3.5 kilos worth. Deconstruct. Can you get to it? What if you can? Well, alright, maybe in the morning. But you get what I'm doing. You get what I mean. Hopefully, we might be able to push. We will set up another gas pipe here with a vent. And we'll see if the breathable oxygen on its own is causing an obstruction because it can't get past the contaminated oxygen. And if we give it a route out into the fluid on its own, if it'll be fine doing that. And come on, all the way, all the way, all the way. Done. Breathable oxygen dealt with. Interesting. Let's put all these back in place. I think this is now going to be above water, but it'll be fine. We'll do it with 3. Now we'll get this built. Are you going to make your way out as well? Yep. So if you get a lump of breathable oxygen in the gas pipe, it'll back the rest up. But if you allow it a way to escape, it will escape. So as sort of a fail-safe on a system like this, where maybe in carbon dioxide you have a risk of it sucking in oxygen, or here. Because, right, we're going to want 4 pumps in hydrogen, 4 pumps in the contaminated oxygen, 4 pumps in the carbon dioxide. If we run them all into a gas filter, the gas filter filters out the carbon dioxide, filters out the contaminated oxygen, filters out the hydrogen, sends it on its way to the processing tanks. The rest just end up outside of the filter with a vent, because that's just going to be breathable oxygen. Or maybe just pump it to where we might need it and put a vent on it. And the rest carry straight on. So instead of pumping straight to the tanks and straight to the tanks here, we pump to the filters, maybe 3 or 4 in series, just so that we can get rid of any blockages. It might be the same for hydrogen. When we try with the hydrogen, that might also have an effect, a different effect down here. I mean, so far every single gas has had a different effect. The carbon dioxide went straight through without an issue. The contaminated oxygen, it kind of builds up 1 tile outside your actual vent, but we haven't got to a point where it's built up to such an extent it's blocked the pipe. Things are still getting past it. It's just the contaminated oxygen builds up to, I mean, we had 10 kilograms worth of it in this pipe here, and all we did was deconstruct the pipe. And I thought, when you did that, you ended up with bottles of gas at the bottom. Bottles of gas left over. Well, I don't know if it's because it's underwater, whether it's changed recently or whatever. Yeah, we will try again with hydrogen. So we know what happens with these two. We'll try with hydrogen. We know what, by accident, we know what happens with breathable oxygen. We'll also dig into the freshwater tank side, and we'll get rid of the backup of contaminated oxygen here. It might be, for long term, it might be a maintenance thing. So it builds up and builds up and builds up, 10 kilogram, 20 kilogram, 30 kilogram, getting there just for peace of mind, deconstruct it, construct it again, and let it go again. But yeah, that will be, we'll start the hydrogen process off in the next episode. I hope to see you then, and yeah, I hope you've had as much fun watching it as I have experimenting here. Okay, well, I've been Luckymarine. As always, you have been amazing. Join me in the next episode when we do more cool stuff with our dupes and we get a little bit of stress down. Okay, do take care.